Good day everyone, I am Alyssa Arcala and today I am going to share my knowledge with regards dactyloscopy or the fingerprinting. So what is dactyloscopy? The dactyloscopy is the identification of a person through examination or comparison of the fingerprints. From Greek word dactylos, which means to finger, and iskopin, which means to examine. In other words, dactyloscopy is the examination of fingerprints. So the grandfather of dactyloscopy on 1686, who was Professor Marcelo Malpighi. On 1823, Johannes Evangeles Porkenhi, who was the father of dactyloscopy. And the father of fingerprint on 1901, who was Sir Edward Richard Henry. And let's now talk about the three basic principles of fingerprint or the three dogmatic principles. Number one is the principles of individuality. So according to this is there are no two fingerprints from two individuals that are exactly alike. So, each one of us has a unique fingerprints. Wala tayong kaparehang fingerprints according to some research at wala pang napapatunayan na isa sa atin ay mayroong kaparehan na fingerprints. So, in other words, an individuality is a unique fingerprint. The fingerprint is unique. Isang tao lang ang nagmamay-ari ng isang fingerprint. Unless kapag nasa isang crime scene at natagpuan ng dalawang fingerprints at magkapareho ito, syempre, isa lang ang taong tinutukoy nito. So, the second principle is the infallibility. So, infallibility is a reliable means of a person identification. So, they cannot be easily forged or changed. So, ang fingerprints natin ay hindi na mababago o hindi na mapapalitan pa o hindi magagaya ang ating fingerprints kasi nga unique. So, kung ang ating signature ay magagaya pero ang fingerprints cannot forge or change or magagaya. And number 3, the principles of permanency. From the word permanency, the unchangeable or the constant. Simula pagkabata pa lang natin kung ano yung fingerprints na nasa mga daliri natin hanggang pagtanda o hanggang tayo ay mawala. Kumbaga mamatay is dala-dala pa rin natin yung fingerprint natin na hindi nagbabago. Kasi nga, permanency. Hindi naman pwedeng tatanggalin yung daliri mo, diba? Tapos papalitan o tatanggalin yung mga loops mo para palitan. So, iba yon. So, those are the three principles of pregnancy. The three principles of fingerprint. And those are principles of individuality, principles of infallibility, and the last one is the principles of permanency. So now, let's proceed about the rules of delta and core. So, delta and core, these two are considered as two focal points in the study of fingerprints. So, these two are bases the moment of fingerprint. The fingerprint technician will try to count the edges of a fingerprint. So, what is the core? The core is an approximate center of the pattern. So, kung ito yung kalagitnaan ng nasa fingerprint natin na kumbaga saan kukuha ang pattern. And the delta is the point of ridge at or doon makikita ang divergent of two type lines. So what are the type lines? The type lines means the boundaries of the most fingerprints, and the pattern area is the part of fingerprints which lies within the surrounded by the type lines. So there are three divisions of fingerprints: the arches, the loops, and the whorls. Sa arches, there are 5% na makukuha sa 10 fingerprints, there are 5% lamang ang makukuha na arches, while sa loops there are 60%. Mas marami-rami ang mga loops. So within the 10 fingers, there are 60% na magkakapareho ng loops or merong loops, while on the whorls there are 35%, which is sa 10 fingers meron lamang 35% para sa loops. And yun lamang po ang masishare ko sa inyo. Thank you and God bless.